Hey everyone, different kind of video today. Usually I do some more scripted kind of stuff, but I thought today would be fun to talk about Wuthering Waves and if it's worth playing at all. No? Because a lot of you guys came to my channel for Genshin, I'm doing Wuthering Waves stuff now, and I thought it'd be fun to talk about if Wuthering Waves is worth playing. Short answer, yes, but yeah, I'll get into my detail first. First, I'll show what I have. Got Kuro here. He's my absolute favorite character, so glad I got him from the beginner banner. Then Genshin here. Got her from losing the 50-50 on GN, which I'm happy with, and then I'm currently pulling for Arena, but I'm honestly just gonna get her from my selector at this point. But yeah, that's what I have. And let's talk about the gameplay. So, Wuthering Waves is very much like Genshin, where it is like an open world game that is focused around exploring, obviously. Haven't been doing that much exploring, to be honest. Could have been doing better, but this is what I got. And when, the interesting part of this game is when we get to combat. Now, the combat is very fun. For everyone who's played Honkai Impact, it's going to be very similar to that, because you've got your party of 3 members here, and all of them, they have their skill, they have their basic attacks, they have their heavy attack, but you see the little bar, like the circle to the left of my health bar? Yeah, that is essentially like a QTE system, and when it's full, you can swap to other characters and QTE to them. So you are very much going to be playing this on a set rotation. I'm going to get out of here because the monkey's making noises, which I don't like. But yeah. It is very much like Honkai Impact. I'm going to put some gameplay on the screen for me doing Tower of Adversity, which is the Spiral Abyss of this game. And the reason that the gameplay of this game is so fun is because, well, it's a lot more engaging than Genshin. It really requires you to pay attention, because bosses can do a lot of damage to you. Now, currently I'm not at the stage yet where they start one-shotting you, but I am at the stage where they do some serious damage, and my healing's not strong enough to keep up with it. So yeah, I definitely need to pay a lot more attention in this game, which I like. I like skill-based games. I'm an ultra kill player, as some of you know. I'm a big fan of the skill-based part of this game. So that's why I like the combat. But when we get to the actual the gameplay loop of the farming, that's when a bit more of my problems start arising, because a lot of stuff costs a lot of resource to get. For example, a regular boss to level up your characters, that's 60 wave plates, and we have a cap of 240. Which let me check how fast I can't check how fast it regenerates. But, yeah, it's pretty expensive. I'm pretty sure it's just once every 6 minutes, just like Star Rail. The stuff is very expensive, to the point where it's you could do 4 bosses a day and that's it. Which I'm not a big fan of. Not that big of a fan, but it is sort of made up for by the fact that, you can farm echoes in the overworld. So if you just want to play the game and have fun with it, and you want to do a longer play session, you absolutely can, because of the echo system. Because you can just go around the world and just fight these mobs, and then there's a chance that their echo will drop. And echoes are essentially artifacts. You can passively farm artifacts, which is really nice. So yeah, it definitely makes exploration more worth it after getting the chests. I will say the puzzles take a bit of a hit because of this. So, exploration is fun, but you're mainly just going to be killing enemies, trying to get their echo, and it is RNG whether it drops or not. Now, let's go talk about the story, because I have finished the main story that's available in this patch. I have the Half Rover. Sorry if that's a spoiler to you, but I'm gonna be honest, I think the story is one of the weakest points of this game. And that is very unfortunate, because a lot of Genshin players play Genshin for the story, But, you know, considering I have a meta channel, I don't think you guys care as much about that, but I'll still discuss it. The problem with the story is, for a very long time, they simply do not give you a reason to care. There's no real stakes in anything, and they just assume that the pure mystery of what's happening is enough to get you to care. Spoiler kurogames, it's not. It really isn't until Jinchi shows up the story starts getting good. And I feel like a lot of the problems with the story could have been remedied if, instead of meeting Sanhua first in like the ministry at the beginning of the game, if we just met Jinchi immediately and she just explained part of the lore, like, not so much to the point where it's like there is no mystery anymore, but like enough to where you actually care about this world, because that is the big problem. You just don't care about the world enough. So another big problem is about the voice acting. So I'm a big believer of, if your quest isn't voiced, I'm not caring about it. And the same thing kind of holds up for like voice acting. I care a lot about the voice of the game, and the voice acting in this game is not stellar. I'm gonna keep it 100% a buck. I don't know if MiHoYo has non-compete contracts that makes English VAs hard to come by for Kuro. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like, the VAs really aren't up to par compared to Genshin. Yeah. If I had to call out, like, specific characters for not being voiced well, I think my main annoyance is Yang Yang. I've been playing her, like, she's level 48, I really like her design, but her VA feels lifeless. Like, it's like she has no emotion. And I don't like that, because, you know, she's being, like, she is characterized as this really kind and caring person. Like, even her, like, special ability has to deal with, like, sensing, like, emotions and stuff. And then having her feel this lifeless is really, it's really weird. So, yeah, I think Yang Yang's voice is not good. No shame to the VAs, obviously, they're doing their best. You know, I'm not satisfied with their performance. So, yeah, I think the story is definitely the weakest aspect. But, to like, end on a good note, I would like to say that I'm really happy about the way kurogames is handling criticism. Because a lot of the time what happens with Genshin is that we have a problem, we yell about it for a couple days, and then nothing happens. Like, genuinely nothing happens when we complain about stuff in Genshin. Now, for 4.7, they have been, you know, a lot more, it seems they've been doing a lot of stuff that we've been wanting, but I think that's just because MiHoYo is scared of Wuthering Waves. Like, I don't think Wuthering Waves is going to be as big as Genshin. Genshin just came out at way too good of a time, and, you know, it's been going strong for so long that people are loyal to it. So I don't think this game's ever going to beat Genshin, but Genshin's actual competition now. And, you know, when the game came out, like, launch day for this game was horrible. There was a lot of performance issues, there was a lot of lag, and everyone is complaining, and it felt like the game was optimized like shit for PC. It seemed to genuinely run better on mobile clients than on PC clients, and that is really bad. And I think Kuro realizes this, so they wanted to have their first impression not be bad, but here we are. But the real important thing here is that kurogames is handling criticism like a champ. They realize they messed up, and they're giving us a lot of free rewards to compensate. And I think that is good. Like, it really goes to show that kurogames wants us to have fun with the game, and doesn't want us to, you know, be disappointed. So, I'm really happy with how kurogames responded to the criticism, and it seems they actually want to make a good game, while also making bag on the side. So yeah, if I had to make a final conclusion about Wuthering Waves, I think this game is not going to be more popular than Genshin. I think Genshin is forever going to hold the crown of gacha games, at least until, like, the game is discontinued. But Wuthering Waves is the first real competition it's gotten in years, and I think that's good for both games. I don't want one game to be clearly better than the other game, because if that happens, they just, you know, stop trying. And I need these developers to try their best to try and beat the other developers. Because if you have a game and the developers aren't trying their best, the player base suffers. So ultimately, I really want Wuthering Waves to succeed. I think it's going to. And yeah, if you like Genshin, but you just wish that there was more combat and, you know, it wasn't so easy, then Wuthering Waves is the game for you. That'll be my conclusion on the game's first impressions. I'm definitely going to keep playing this game for the long haul, because I really enjoy it. And I hope you guys will be convinced to try too. So yeah, that'll be all from me. Peace.